Hello, everybody. My name is Jamal Ivy, aka Big Sexy. I'm coming on here right now to go ahead and start a weight loss journal, and the whole goal is basically to catalog my weight loss journey, and to see the end result, and to help other people to be able to get to their result. Um, I started out maybe 15, 16 years ago trying to lose weight. And at the time I was 300 pounds, and there was so many different challenges that I went through trying to lose weight, and I just could never be able to actually obtain that goal. And my goal was to get down to like 220, so I could be able to go into the military. 15 years later, and I'm still I'm actually not even at 300 anymore. I'm currently at 426 pounds, and I have gone through so many trials and tribulations when it comes to my weight loss. I've I've failed a lot. I won't say failed because failed is such a harsh word. I I slipped up and usually go down that tunnel or that hill of eating again. And I was a stress eater, and I ate a lot when I was stressed out, and a lot of times it was because I was big. So I was a stress eater, eating because I was big, which made me bigger, which ended up making me 426 pounds, which was the highest recorded weight that I've ever been. I've never been that big before, and it was very rough for me to notice that I was that big. And I was that big for a long time, for about a year and a half, and I tried everything and always, made a mistake and went back to that whole routine of eating and sneaking out to eat, going to get something to eat late at night, and just struggling every day with it. And also, I spent a lot of time in the hospital. I dealt with a lot of health issues. I would say every year I would have to spend a couple of days in the hospital because I used to have chest pains. And the only reason why the hospital let me go is because if I had to sign a waiver, because they didn't want to have no responsibility for me dying after I left the hospital. It was that bad. Um, I think the last time I was in the hospital, I stayed in the hospital for 5 days, and it was my blood pressure was through the roof. It was over 200, 200 over like 120, and they really wanted me to stay. And I was just tired. I felt frustrated because every day I was there, it was like it wouldn't get better, and I was keep on getting poked and prodded, and I was just like I couldn't do this no more. And so that was about 2 years ago. So I went around and I tried to find the best thing that fit me. And I kept on researching and been looking it up and tried so many diets, from vegan to Atkins to metabolic research to vegetarian. I've done it all. I work out all the time, but I still gain weight. And it was because of stress eating and eating in general, because spending so much time eating the wrong things will never ever make you better. You can work out as much as you want, and you will never really lose weight, because the simple fact is you're still eating the wrong things. So um, I found out about the keto and the intermittent fasting about 2 years ago, and I was in that journey to really want to find the right thing that fit me. And so I did a lot of experimentation with my body, trying to figure out what would work and how it would work for me. And I realized that this is something that could truly help me, because I'm not the type of person who eats all the time. Even though I'm a big guy, I was never that individual who spent majority of his time eating. Like, I would eat a whole bunch of bad food at once, and that would be pretty much it for me. So with this one, I really enjoyed the intermittent. I've been enjoying the intermittent fasting because I've 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 adopted the extreme, because to me, I try to do the 8 hour thing, and it just give me too much wiggle room to make mistakes. So I do the one meal a day. Have nothing but healthy foods. Um, you know, make sure high in fat, you know, vegetables. I really love vegetables now, especially when I'm, you know, roasting them and stuff. Um, and I'll do the keto and intermittent fasting. So I've been doing that since April 29th. And that day, April 29th, is funny because I actually wanted to start April 27th, but I wanted to do a whole year of doing the right thing every day. And so I made a decision on April 26th. I was going to start on April 27th. And everybody knows who's been a big guy, a big person, and trying to lose weight. You like when you start that first day is so rough, and it's like, am I really doing the right thing? Is this worth it? You know, am I gonna be able to really achieve the goals? I'm just gonna sacrifice and go through all this hardship for nothing, and so you know, the first day, you know, messed up, ended up having a hamburger, you know, with bread and all that stuff, and it was just the struggle was so real. And so I decided, like, you know, I got to that day. And then the 28th, I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated because I felt like every time I make a decision for myself and I try to, health wise, it never always falls through. And a couple of years, the year before, I did made a same similar decision with myself to work out 30 days straight, and it was hard initially, but once I made my mind up to go ahead and make those 30 days, it became easier and became very. It wasn't seem like it was a sacrifice. It seemed mandatory. And so that's what I decided to do starting April 29th was instead of making it seem like it's something that I'm trying to do and it's something that I want, I made it a mandatory thing for my life. Like there's no obligation, like it's no way around it. I didn't give myself no wiggle room. And so ever since then it's become, I won't say easy because it's always, you still deal with struggles, but it's become more in the aspect of that I don't worry about am I gonna mess up, because in my mind I have made it a mandatory thing. Like this is how my life is gonna be for this year. So after that, we'll see where it goes. I hopefully, I'll reach my goal. My goal is three, not three. My goal is 235. Um, and I just basically want you to know that I would love for you to just follow me my journey. Anybody who's going through the same thing, I will be doing weekly posts every week to kind of journal what I'm going through, and just so you can see my progression, throughout this next year. So you can be able to get motivated and go on this journey with me. And so hopefully I help someone, and hopefully somebody out there be able to give me a nice like hurrah or whatever. And so please uh, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Life Sync Health, because I'm gonna be talking about more than just health, weight loss, but I'm gonna be talking about mental health and motivation. Giving weekly motivating tips and stuff like that, because one of the things is it's really hard to be able to go through this uh, and not be motivated. You got to constantly find ways to motivate yourself, because it's not something that you can just be like, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and just do what I want to do. Also, dealing, with weight loss and just the turmoil that goes with, and then also being a big guy, it does a lot, to your emotional health, and it does a lot to your, your mental health when it comes to, you having to be able to overcome certain things. And so that's the other thing that I want to tackle is just not just the big people having to deal with that, but people in general, because I've done a lot of soul searching. I've done a lot of, researching and understanding a lot about health and on all facets, and so please follow me, see my life, see my journey, and I hope you'll hear from me soon.